Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Source Snack Break. I'm joined with Todd Johnson from Matter Contract. Today is September 21st, 2022. Can't believe we're almost to October. That's wild to think about. I recognize some of the names joining today, but if you haven't been to one of our snack breaks before, just so you know, we have you on mute automatically, but we'd love for you to be a part of the conversation. You should see on the right-hand side of your screen, there's a chat panel there that you can use. We'd love to see your comments as we go through the presentation today, and definitely any questions that you have. If you put those in there, I'll be keeping an eye on them and can read those out to Todd. And if we don't get a chance to answer them as we go through the presentation, we'll definitely save a couple minutes at the end. So feel free to use that as we're going along today. Also, this is being recorded, so if you need to step away or you want to reference it later, share with a friend. This presentation and the slides that Todd is going to be presenting today will be sent to you automatically after we wrap. So with that, Todd, I'll turn it over to you if you want to just kind of start and maybe introduce yourself and Matter Contract, and then we can get into it. I know we've got a lot of good stuff to look at.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we do have a lot of info, and I promise I won't spend a lot of time on every, 48 slides of this presentation. But my name is Todd Johnson. I am the owner of Matter Contract. We are a multi-line rep group. I'm based in Seattle, and so we cover the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Alaska, BC for some brands, Hawaii for some brands. And then we also have a select group of our brands in Northern California as well. So use Source as your place to find out where we are covering. That is the best and easiest way to find that. So this is a look at my line card, basically. It is a lot. But this is, and as I mentioned before, I don't cover these in every territory. So again, look at that resource, the rep resource, to figure out what is what. But we're going to just do kind of a quick little overview of what we've seen new from our brands. Specifically, this is coming out of the shows, NeoCon specifically. So we'll kind of jump in there. So this is a good little thing. And again, you'll have this at the end so you can look at this as well. You can always go to our website too to look at the brands and to have direct links to their websites as well. So Hightower is our longest serving brand for us. We love them. We also love that they're actually based here in Seattle as well. So it's a nice homegrown brand for us as well. This is their incredible showroom in Chicago. If you ever want to get into this showroom, it is always available for appointments. So think about that. It won Best of Show in October NeoCon this year, and then the previous NeoCon as well. So it's a pretty spectacular place. So we're going to jump right in. And this space is really about experience and about the brand versus about just a bunch of chairs and tables. So you're not going to see everything that they make here, but it's going to be very experiential. So the first new product is this Gimbal Junior chair. If you know the Gimbal Lounge series, they're much larger, kind of acoustical paneled or mid-back versions of chairs. They're amazing. And now they've put them in a much smaller scale for a standard seat height. You can do them with the wheels, and you can imagine the kind of fun people were having rolling around that showroom on those
picture
casters.
with the
yeah, there's a good Instagram reel out there. You got it, yes. And then we can also do them with a swivel base. Or we can do them just with a concave base, which allows you to just kind of wiggle and wobble on there. And then you can see there we can also add on a laptop table on whatever side you want it to be on. These are super fun. They fit really well. They're really snug. And everybody that sits in them just goes crazy. So love Gimbal Junior. And then this is the Kona laptop table, now in a height adjustable version. The Kona laptop table has been very successful for us for years. It's actually a whole cafe and bars series of tables as well. Something I really want to call out about Hightower. They've been working hard on their sustainability information. So this table in wood, as you see it, is also Declare labeled at this point. So huge, 10-year warranty, that's new as well. And did I tell you that Hightower is also a woman-owned, 100% woman-owned business, which is really great when you have those clients that are looking for the diversity. When you're responding to RFPs, things like that, this is obviously now diversity is so important, and we love to have that label. So this great new table, just with that simple lever that you see over there on the side, and still in all those amazing colors that you can do in Hightower, with or without that little tablet, shelf thing in the back there. So a lot of fun there. So this is well needed in this category. And then there's this whole series of pillows. So it seems like a silly thing, but you know, finding the right shapes and sizes and foams was really a big job. And Hightower worked with a company called Casework, which is actually based out of Portland. They're a design firm that actually did the design of the showroom, and then she's been a great partner with us for creating products. So super fun. Think of this as a COM program. So you have a favorite fabric you want to use, we can do it in any of these shapes. We also have graded in fabrics that you can choose from as well. So check that out. And then as we went to Buzzispace is always a lot of fun, always nice and bold with their colors. Super excited about this new version of our Buzzy pleat, which is made out of our Buzzy felt. And Buzzy felt is not felt in any way, shape, or form. It's actually PET, which is recycled water bottles or soda bottles. So really wonderful sustainability story. And a big thing for us here in the Northwest is that these are actually now being made in Mukilteo, Washington. Big points for people that know where that is. So just up the I-5 from Seattle here, from a company called Cost Tailored, who does some really amazing OEM work and custom work. So we're going to start building more and more things there. So both of our standard pleats as well as this longer version are there. We can do these with or without lights. And we are now doing our Buzzy Shade, which is our original lighting element there as well. And more product is going to come over there. So we're thrilled about that. On a sustainability level, on a lead time level, on a local level. Yeah, we like that. And then this is our Buzzy Spark now in a lower kind of shield on the back. We love these shields because in acoustics, when you go over an inch of acoustical material, that's where you really get into a really sweet spot as far as effectiveness for dealing with a variety of different types of decibels of sounds. And so this is about 1 1/8 inches or so. So it's acoustical foam covered in fabric on the sides, now in 3 different sizes for this particular Spark. But why I'm calling attention to that is because the next products that we see use that same shield in different ways. So nobody else is doing this. You can certainly do different types of fabric and really make it your own as well. So kind of a COM program in that sense.
Can you mix and match,
but of course we've
like
got
the height, like if you wanted one side to be taller, like the left side, like
yeah, like look right here. So we've got the low one here, and then this is the
unfortunately
high,
it's not showing me your pointer, but in the center image.
Oh, sorry, in the middle picture, see kind of the beige ones in the
Yes.
back? So there's 1, 2, 3 sizes. You can mix and match those, or you can have them the same. And you can put them in different places. So if you want to have them on opposing sides, like you see in the image on the left, great. If you want to have it just like more of a traditional sofa, you can do that as well.
Thanks.
Yeah. And then again, we're taking that shield and now we're making lighting out of it. So these are very unique in their shapes, and we've added that great LED element to it. I think these are beautiful. You can see it over on the right side over the Buzzy Spark that we just saw. And then we also made these really cool lights or acoustical elements. So think of your Pringle. That's where the original inspiration was for that middle image. It's kind of cut off. The little smaller one looks like a little potato chip. And then the longer ones are, I guess, more like celery. I don't know. But we can do these with or without lighting. Again, very unique. We can do them with a spotlight, or we can do them with that globe light that you see as well. Super fun. But again, that over 1 inch thick acoustical material that's going to do so much good. We love acoustical lighting because it's doing double duty. So obviously everybody needs light. Acoustics is generally the first things that gets VE'd in everything. So if we can do both in one thing, then we've just solved our problem, right? And of course, if you're sitting at a table, where is sound going directly up to? A lighting element, right? So that would be a great spot to grab some of that sound. And then this is me in the middle there in the Buzzy Cocoon. So this is an interesting piece that you can use on the far right, kind of as a little huddle space for one person. Or you can flip it up on its ends, as you see in the middle, and it's just kind of a private spot to speak to somebody or have a conversation. And then it also can hang on the wall when you're not using it. And then it almost becomes a little spot to go take a phone call as well. And it just has those little ringlets in the middle there that you see that just go on like basically little buttons that you put on the wall. So although they wouldn't pertain specifically to ADA codes, of course, you're going to want to consider that. It's not the same as something that's actually attached to the wall. So you get a little more flexibility there as well. And again, same shield thickness and material. And then we love our Buzzy Nests over here. That is our phone booth. There's also a 4-person booth as well. What's the big difference here is that there's actually acoustical material on the outside of that piece, and then fabric as well. So you actually are doing good for the room rather than just putting some giant hard surface in a space for sound to just bounce and ping off of. The other big difference on this is that there are actually hidden wheels under that carpet that you can access and drop down. One person can move this booth. This booth can also be made in 2 hours. If there's anybody out there that knows about phone booths and how hard they can be to build, that's a big deal. They can be left-handed or right-handed. We have a left-handed version there. And then we have our Buzzy felt on the inside. So they are really phenomenal pieces. And that HEPA filter that's in there exchanges the air once every 30 seconds. So you don't have the stink that often is thought of when you think of phone booths. And there's also the whole idea of COVID and other types of illnesses that people, of course, are going to be concerned
about. And those
have
electric standard in that, or is that something you can put in?
Yep, it's just a plug and play situation. There's just a cord that comes off of it. And then there is a standard USB, a USB-C, and a standard plug that are right there underneath that little work surface. And we have these in stock in North Carolina in select colorways. So we know this is a hot topic right now. We have them ready to go. Can have them in a couple of weeks. And then also in stock and ready to go are the new Buzzy rugs, which you see there. Those are super fun. Those are actually printed rugs rather than actually having yarns that are a different color. So we love the idea of being able to do almost anything in the future on these rugs. But right now we're doing kind of this ombre. Those are in stock in rectangular as well as round. Those great chairs there, that's the Buzzy K for king, Buzzy Q for queen. That is also in stock. The only caveat is that is the fabric that we are offering, nothing else.
Speaking of fabric, we had a question going back to kind of those the Gimbal Junior chairs. Do you happen to know what that mustard corduroy fabric is? We have somebody asking about that.
I do, and I won't go all the way back. It is Quadrat, and it's the Raf Simmons collection. So just look that one up, and it's pretty yummy.
I love it. It's
kind of like a corduroy velour. I mean, it's
Thank you.
All right, then HBF. They were having a lot of fun and kind of changing the way that they kind of perceive their brand. So you might know this mod sofa series. They've now made it a completely modular series. So you can build it however you want. They've also done something that I think is really smart. I think we hear a lot about folks looking for lounge height or continental height tables to go with lounge seating, right? And often hard to find those tables. Well, what these guys have decided is like, why don't we do the legs on that sofa taller? So you get actually an 18-inch seat versus the 16.5 that is standard with a lounge height. And then you can use any standard dining height table. So booyah, that was simple. And then they've added the higher backs if you want that for acoustical and privacy. And then those bases that have those longer legs, we do both sizes and they are interchangeable. So if your needs change, or if you already have a mod sofa right now, we can swap them out with the different legs. So we're excited for that. I think it was super smart. And because it's completely modular, these things can be huge now as well.
We had one question actually about that image that you're just showing and those the chairs that were pictured there. They're asking if the frame is it metal or wood?
These guys are metal. So that is the Social is the name of the chair. And they are metal, and you can get lots of different options as far as the powder coats that you can do on those. Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And folks that know me know that I also have lots of samples and ready to deliver wherever we need to. All right, HBF Parker table. This is just an interesting reinterpretation of a table that we've had for a while. Usually it's done in veneer. Now we've done it with this incredible stone on the top. We've added this lighting element. We've added USB-C. We've added a charging spot for your phone. So just amazing to think about, you know, the different types of things you can do just by adding new materialities. This is our Tory table series, which is not also new, but now we can do them at every height from a coffee table all the way to bar height and anything in between, ADA, lounge, whatever. So we're super excited about these. You do power in these. And this is just one version. There's a ton of Tory tables out there. And then this is the Juki stool, which we think is really fun. And then this is a really fun room where we are focused on our crumpled paper, which is one of our new fabrics, which is supposed to, the idea is exactly the name, right? A wadded up piece of paper, undo it, and that's your inspiration. This is a biodegradable fabric, can be used in a wall application or as upholstery. There's that same chair we saw before in the front there, just in obviously different color frame as well as a different fabric. Super fun. This modular series is called Cityscape, very geometric and allows you to be very playful. There's tables, there's all sorts of different ways that you can play with this as well. All right, and then this is our newest collection called In Your Skin. So this is encompassing all of these fabrics. This lady that we're seeing the back of here is a lady named Erin Ruby. She's a designer out of New York that HBF, Gunlock, Halcon, a number of folks have done projects with her. This is all done by her. I've actually got these sitting in front of me. I'll just show you a couple real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is Laugh Lines.
Beautiful.
I love this one. This is actually bleach cleanable, and it's outdoor as well. It's amazing. One of my favorites that these samples don't do it justice. It's the one that we're seeing over here. This is the Tattoo Toile. So this is an original toile from the 1800s that they found in an archive. They scanned it and then started photoshopping and taking out and creating negative space. And then she's actually added hummingbirds to the negative space because she loves hummingbirds.
Yeah, you can see that.
So this is another super durable, really fun. 100,000 double rubs. What other? Oh, the other one I love is Chubby Baby. Can you see kind of like the thickness of it too, the quiltedness of it? 63,000 double rubs and bleach cleanable. So super fun line. There's more, but I know we're close on time. But here we are, the Tattoo Toile on that mod sofa. Isn't that spectacular? Or the Laugh Lines over on the left on that Triscape poof. Actually, all of those poofs are done in the new fabric. So we're super excited about that. We're working on putting together an event with Source. I might be premature here, for early next month, so that we can actually have Erin Ruby in Seattle, where we will have her there talking about her inspiration and who she is in this collection some more. And hopefully we can have this at virtual as well. So more to come on that.
No, that's perfect. I love it.
All right. All right. And this is Halcon. This won Best of Show at NeoCon, this table series. So this is Helm, which can be a desk or it could be a huge conference table and anything in between, and lots of fun materialities as well. And I love, particularly with Halcon, how they deal with technology. You don't see it. It disappears. And that's the way it should be, because the reality is you're spending a lot of money on a table. You want it to last for more than the typical 5 years that a lot of office furniture lives, right? And technology changes. So if you're able to kind of swap out technology underneath everything and just kind of take care of it with wires, then that's awesome, right? You don't have to worry about that giant grommet that you created for that whatever technology that went away 2 years ago.
Lindsay had a
but
question.
This is a stunning series, and it's height adjustable or
there
fixed.
we go. That's the question. Yes.
That was your question? Okay. I mean, you can see how incredible down here where it's plugged into the floor, how the cords just disappear, and those can go down any of those legs as well. There's even a battery operated version of the height adjustable mechanism. And that can actually, you don't have to charge it for 6 weeks.
Easy.
It's crazy. So amazing, right? The technology is just stunning. These are some other tables that they brought out.
Oops, I don't know if it's me, but you froze for just a second there. Let's see.
Back. We lost streaming for a minute. Now we're back.
Now we're good.
Okay. Mizetto, brand new line for me. I love it. They got me with this incredible storage solution. This is called Understand. This is it's wire or metal frame, right? Rounded, which you don't see a lot of rounded frames out there right now. And the big difference is how these bins are actually connected, or they're not really connected. They're actually sitting on top of those metal bars, or they're hanging underneath. So they're not static. You can move them around. You can remove them. And so that's where you get the under and the standing. So it's standing on top or it's hanging underneath. And this one, 2 awards, NeoCon Gold and HIP Award as well. Beautiful. This is another product tip honoree over there on the edit shelf. It's got these little bars in there so that things will actually stand up on them and not just fall off. Super fun. And then beside is this great little kind of pedestal that can be just a solo guy, or you can connect them, as you see, with these little shelves. And these are metal construction with wood or MDF for your bins.
Oh, I love it. It's got the wheels too. That's so smart.
It's super fun, right? And then what originally got me from Mizetto is their incredible TRC, trash recycle compost solutions. I'm like, this seems like such a silly category, but everybody's always like, where do I find something that doesn't look like crap,
Yes.
or something that's not $5,000 custom?
Yeah.
And so these guys do it. So Mizetto, this is the bin there. We can do the bins by themselves or on carts. We've got different sizes of the bins. The bins could also be used as a planter. We certainly can do lettering on these as well. I just got my samples. I'm so excited about these. They're just super fun, great colors, and we're keeping them in stock in Chicago. So like 2-week lead times.
That's amazing.
So not everything, but the larger size ones, all colors.
Very cool.
And then this is the Arcad, another really fun trash recycling solution. We have lots of different symbols that you can choose as far as, you know, what you're putting them. It can be it can be a solo on the floor. It could be 2 on this wood base or 3 on a wood base. And these guys always come with that little tray. So when things leak through, you don't have to worry about it.
That's smart. So that goes down at the bottom and that's removable then.
That sits on the bottom. Exactly. Exactly. And there's this whole series, there's like a smaller version, and then there's a really big version on wheels that really kind of replicates like what your garbage bin at home looks like, that you bring your garbage and recycling out. It's pretty fun, but in a much more refined way.
Love that.
Schiavello is a newer line for me as well. They showed for the first time at the My Resource Library Lounge that was there, just in a small way. This is their focus booth. So this is kind of a privacy acoustical thing that we did. They kind of did like this serpentine thing where they had a lounge sitting area. They had a desk that was attached to it. I love the way that they activated the outside of that wall by putting these these shelves on there. I mean, like, wow, smart, right? Rather than just having this meandering thing. And they were able to showcase a variety of their products. Much more to come on Schiavello. They've got lots of fun things. This is a look at just a smaller version of that screen that we just saw. We can do different materialities like veneers or fabrics, of course. I love that little peekaboo, little portal hole, which allows you to kind of like hang things, or, depending on how you use it, might be a way for you to see if somebody's actually sitting in there so you don't disturb them.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then they do height adjustable desking as well, which is the crossy leg. That table was actually connected to that focus. So we only needed to have those legs for height adjustability. That was it, just 2. And then this is our wonderful little on the move or OTM table. So this is our height adjustable table from Schiavello. Just has that kind of crank.
Pretty.
Up and down, super fun. These ship flat packed from Australia, super easy. And before you get scared about lead times from Australia, for the West Coast, it's actually a lot better than Europe because there's only one ocean. Yeah. There's no rail or train or trucks or whatever involved. So it's actually, lead times are like 8 to 10 weeks. Anthem. Sorry. So we've got a lot. So this is Anthem. Anthem is a distributor for a variety of brands from Scandinavia, primarily, Fredericia being one of them. So Fredericia has some incredible legacy products like the Ox chair on the left there, the Rhythm A chair in the middle, and then they've got their own designs like the Swoon chair, which you might be the most familiar with from Fredericia, on the far right. Absolutely stunning. And that Swoon chair actually comes in like a guest chair version, a smaller petite lounge as well. And I know for a fact that both the Rhythm A and the Swoon are coming to me for a sit test that I'm doing here. So I can imagine they won't really be moving much farther than the Pacific Northwest in the future. And then you might be familiar with the black tables on the right there. Those are the Insula tables. They used to be available through Hightower. Hightower has a variety of partners in Europe. One of them was Eric Jorgensen, which was purchased by Fredericia about 1.5 years ago. So the products that were available from Hightower before are now through Fredericia because of that purchase. That Konami sofa, absolutely stunning. I love that detail on the edge. That detail is also on the cushion as well. And that wonderful little poof in the front is called Sequoia. Think of the Sequoia tree that you drive through in California, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And you're seeing these little knots around. You're going to see more of these knots as we go through. Another amazing piece from Fredericia is these spine stools, and the spine is really referring to that little V on them. And so anything in this spine series has that. They can have that wood back, as you see, or they can have an upholstered back. They can have wood legs, or they can have metal legs. And the metal legs and no upholstery is really kind of the, I guess a VE version of that chair. And then over on the right is that pal table. I love the detail of that wood where you've got that just slight little lip so things aren't rolling off. And I love that it's not just powder coat. It's like an incredible metal finish versus, It's blue. I mean, which is blue's fine too, but you know, sometimes you want something a little more elegant, right? And there I am sitting in this thing. This is a product called Grid, which is, as you see it, it's a cube that we can build in so many different ways. It's made out of nylon, not metal. So different than a lot of folks that are out there. So it's very lightweight. It can be used as an architectural element. It can be hung on a wall, on a roof, it's not a roof, on a ceiling. I suppose it could go on a roof. We've seen some applications outdoors where they've done like concert stages, where they've done bleacher seating, and it's reconfigurable. So if your needs are X today, they can be Y next year. And you tell us, hey, I've got this that I bought from you, and they can be, okay, this is how you do it. And you need 6 more of these cubes, and you need these planters or whatever it is that you need. So we've been doing some events down in California where we've reconfigured parts and pieces of these like multiple times for different events and things like that. It's been a lot of fun. And then once it's all over, it's completely recyclable as well. Just comes all the way down to powder, basically. So, and unlike metal, which can scratch, this will never scratch. And I just think that the flexibility of this product is absolutely amazing.
And are those little boxes that I see in some of those, are those also part of that?
Yep. Yeah. So you specify, hey, I want to do planters, or I want to do wood doors, or I want to do drawers, or I want to do a locker, or you know, you name it. Or if you've got some kind of a custom element, like we're doing a project with Leukemia Association of America, where they had, you know, certain finishes that they needed to do and certain parts and pieces that were important to them, and of course logoing and things like that. So absolutely easy to do, because really we think of this as the Lego piece, and then we can go from there, right?
Love that.
And then these are our knot cushions that are either a small pillow, or there's 2 sizes of, I like to think of the one that she's sitting on as kind of a footstool for me. Maybe it works for her, it seems like. Or there's also the larger version of the knot as well. These are so fun, really great colors as well. And the Pedrali, I'm almost there, you guys, I apologize. Some really fun new, this is an outdoor piece or indoor, La Maurice. The Babila twist with some polypropylene rope on it. So also an outdoor piece if you want it to be. Arky, also an outdoor piece. Arky
beautiful.
Sofa. Beautiful. And then this souvenir, kind of a traditional kind of cafe chair, but it's not metal. It's actually polypropylene. Wow. It is definitely stackable. It's kind of got a more contemporary look to it as well. And it's got a price point of like $180 list as well. So
that's incredible.
It's phenomenal. And then Reva with these higher backs. Reva is a series that we've had before, again, with that polypropylene rope. Jeff, my favorite name for an Italian sofa. I don't know why, but apparently it's because of the little J kind of effect on that end piece. I'm like, okay. And then Nolita has been a chair and stool for me. Now we have a sectional, basically.
Beautiful.
I love these planters too, with the metal metal rod and then our post, and then you've got these polypropylene.
Love that one image, how it's almost set up. You can almost make it like a screen, like if you have like
100%, 100%, and very movable too, right? So
really cool.
As you need it to be. So there it is. I got 1 minute to spare.
I love it. I love it. Well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll hang on for a minute. But like I said, you also get a copy of the slides as well as a copy of the recording of this presentation afterwards. So you'll have that. But yeah, this was super cool to see. I wasn't able to attend NeoCon this year, unfortunately, but it was great to kind of get the pictures and see all the new stuff you have. I always love the lines that you guys carry, and so it's nice to get to see what's new.
We have fun curating them.
Yes, I bet. Well, I don't see any other questions. So with that, I guess we'll say goodbye for now, but thank you again for joining us today on the snack break, and we'll be back again next week. And if anybody is listening is in the Austin, Texas area, that's where I'm at. We're having a Source trade show tomorrow, so you can check out our events page if you want to register for that. And Todd, I look forward to that event in October, so more to come about that as well.
Yes, more to come.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.